Are we live?
Yes, we are live.
Great. Welcome. Welcome to the last CAC meeting of the academic school year, guys. We did an entire CAC year on Zoom. So good job, everybody. I'm going to call the meeting to order, and we have a little bit of time, so let's do some introductions. As for the last time, my name is Robin Weckerly, and I am the CAC chair for another 2 hours. And on the call, we have Samantha Holdren. Wave your hand, Sam. She is our historian. We have Courtney Stewart. Beautiful, beautiful background there. She is our secretary, and Jennifer Yates, beautiful background as well. She is our communication officer. And these ladies have worked through a pandemic, through homeschooling their kids and Zoom schooling their kids and taking their kids to school for 2 hours a day. And have done CAC like real champs. And so I personally thank you so much for the support, and just congratulations on the hard work that you have done. And so Dr. Simon, if you want to give some shout outs to whoever else is on the call here, go ahead.
Well, first, let me do this. Let me also echo Robin's sentiments, despite congratulating this board for all the hard work and just pivoting during COVID, the school year, in order to run CAC effectively, or as effectively as possible, virtually via the Zoom platform. So thank you, Robin. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Courtney, for all of your hard work, your collaboration, the positive work, the hard work, the hard conversations. And thank you so much for moving this work forward. So I just want to give a shout out to you all. Thank you so much. And just for the team, right, we have our usual players, right? There's Dr. Rachel Heenan here. I'm just looking across my screen. I see Dr. Rosenquist, as Robin calls her. What do you call her, Robin?
She is the explainer of all things.
The explainer of all things, Dr. Wendy, the explainer of all things, Rosenquist, Rochelle Martin, Dr. Seema Paul. We have Courtney Zabrowski on the call, Patty O'Connell, Miriam Garcia, Erica Sarabia. Who am I missing? I see Luana Wesley. Did I miss anybody? I think that is the team. And also our wonderful translators, how can I forget them? Melvie and Maribel, right, who are always here, always working hard. We totally appreciate their efforts and their work as well. So, and for all of you guys being here with us, one more time for this academic school year, thank you so much for your efforts and your attendance.
All right, as we are still getting people online, I wanted to just make a reminder. Oh, you know what? I'll share that screen again. This is to select your language and mute original audio. If you're on YouTube, don't do anything. Just sit there and enjoy. But here is a cute little graphic for you. Hopefully that works. So I just wanted to remind everybody about that. All right, so we are going to go straight into announcements, and I asked Dr. Simon and Dr. Heenan to talk about summer programs because a lot of people have that on their mind. So
can you see that?
Mm-hmm. We can't hear you, Dr. Heenan.
Are you able to see the ESY seal slide?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. It's hard to see people at the same time. So just as was discussed on the 28th of April, was presented to the board information on SEAL and also for ESY. Just wanted to review some of the details and logistics of both of those programs. So we've gotten a few questions about SEAL, and most parents know that for ESY, and it's an extension of the academic school year. So for students who
the slide went away.
Oh, there you go.
We don't see the slide.
Yeah.
We don't see the slide.
I don't want to interrupt the flow, but
Yeah.
Okay, hold
it
on.
was there and then went away. Okay. There it is.
Is it there?
Yeah, if you can just put it in present mode.
And sorry, of course,
Beautiful.
the dog's
There it is.
barking, but that's the way it is at home. There we go. So for ESY, I think everybody knows it's an extension of the school year, the extended school year, and that is specifically for students who have ESY indicated in their IEPs. So again, that focus is to continue working on the goals and objectives on the IEP, to continue the services that are indicated in the IEP. So that's specifically for students who have ESY in their IEP. For now, SEAL details and the dates are the same, the hours are the same. So for those of you who need just a little reminder, the dates for both programs are June 28th to July 23rd, and this is for elementary, middle, and for ACT as well as BUFM. So they're both 4-week programs, Monday through Friday. They're in person. So that instructional program, it's important to know that the model of the program is in person. And there's 3.5 hours of direct instruction for both ESY and SEAL. Most elementary school sites and middle school sites are offering the programs, but it depends on the number of students who are enrolled. So obviously, if we only have like 5 students enrolled at one site, they'll probably merge programs with another school, and that will be offered at that other location. So they're trying to offer it at most elementary sites and middle school sites. And again, the curriculum is definitely coordinated with ESY. So we're looking at a science, math, and focus on language arts, art, and SEL. So both curriculums are linked and they're coordinated with our ESY students. So again, just highlighted ESY sites are Garfield for elementary, Garfield, Grant, Roosevelt, and Webster. So I think this was presented too, but just as a nice little reminder. And I believe it's Lindbergh and Nelson for middle school. And of course, all the comprehensive high schools, the 6 high schools will have ESY. So if your child is in high school, they will go to their high school site for ESY. There is a dual immersion portion of SEAL that was also on that video. So if you haven't seen the video, please look at our district website, and it's also on Twitter and YouTube and all of that. It talks a little bit more about it, and there'll be another video probably coming out with more information. And then there was a question about take homes. And so all students are going to be given a literacy backpack. So if you're in SEAL or ESY, you'll get a backpack, or your student will get a backpack with some grade level text, which really focus on diversity and culture. And there's also going to be some fun stuff in there. Rulers, jump ropes, frisbees, balls, things like that. So people can students can take them home, and some art projects too. So again, definitely keep abreast on the website, and also contact your school site. So if you have questions on what's more appropriate for your child or what the programs are like, please reach out to your school counselor at your site, and they can definitely give you details of the exact programs. Anything else, Dr. Simon, you wanted to add?
I think that was pretty much it. I just know some parents had just been asking for the distinction between, SIL and ESY, and, can they do either or? And the question is, absolutely yes. And as Dr. Heenan mentioned, please contact your school site. If you want to be considered for SIL, or you want your child to enroll into SIL, please make sure that you do that as soon as possible.
Okie dokie.
Does anybody have any questions about summer programs that they want to ask?
Robin, this is Magda.
Yes. Where are you? Magda, yes.
Yes, I just suggest that we will have another option other than parent view to enroll our kids. I have been back and forth with the school, because the IEP says that my kid is, qualified for extended school year, but I go to Parent View and Parent View says that my kid is not. Like the profile on Parent View does not allow me to enroll my kid on extended school year. I really want that. And literally it has been like 10 times that I have talked to the teacher because I don't want to miss the deadline, and the deadline is today, and the deadline was April 30. So maybe you're misjudging how many kids want to be on summer school versus how many parents have been able to actually enroll them. So maybe the demand is there, but Parent View is not feeding you the right information. And just, if we had a plan B on how to enroll them, maybe fill a form and take it to the district or the school, something that make me feel like I didn't miss my deadline. I really want my kid to be in school.
Okay, definitely. And I think we've noticed that this whole year with technology and the glitches that we've had. So what I would encourage you to do, if you want to enroll in SEAL, your child to enroll in SEAL, you would contact your school site. And if you want to enroll your child to enroll in ESY, you will contact our offices and we'll help enroll your child right there.
Nubia, you have a question?
So is ESY, is there any option virtually for ESY?
No, there's no virtual option at this time.
So does that mean that, is there a plan yet for fall if there isn't, if we don't have vaccinations for kids under 12 for virtual?
So the plan right now for fall is there's preparation for students to be back in person, although we know that there may be situations to where we may need to offer online at that time as well. Our numbers are trending in the right direction, so you're going to hear a lot of districts discuss their fall plans, which include in person. So that is the plan for right now, Nubia, is to bring our kids back to face-to-face instruction, and perhaps have other options for parents who don't feel comfortable with the in-person option as well. Did that answer your question?
And any information you can give us about fall, you pretty much said as of right now, it is about planning for in-person, but there's been no announcement.
I know that certain principals have announced it to PTAs. I'm turning off my video just because it looks like my internet is a little bit unstable. So I want people, but I know that many principals have acknowledged that. I know that, our executive staff has also acknowledged that as well, that the plan is to be in person in the fall.
And do you have a question there? What are the dates for registering for SEAL and ESY? Is there a deadline? Did you just?
Dr. Hina, has that deadline passed, or I think they're going to reopen too? Okay.
Yeah. So the deadline for registering for online through Parent View was this week. I believe it's today. And if you missed it, that's okay. You can just call our secretaries, and then we'll go ahead and hand enroll your child if they're eligible. So you can go ahead and do that. And I don't have the deadline for SEAL, so I'm not exactly sure on that deadline.
Okay. And
let me ask Ms. Magda. I'm sorry, Robin.
Yeah.
Yes. This is Magda.
If Ms. Magda can put the name of the chat box, if you just want to say it openly, and we can work to even connect you with the appropriate tonight, so we can set that up as well.
Okay.
So in-person summer program, ESY and SEAL, kids will still be wearing masks.
At this time, yeah. Erin, okay. Did you? I think we're losing her.
I know.
Yes, according to CDC about that. So as soon as CDC, you guys hear me? Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
The problem with internet, I tell you. I know. We are waiting for CDC guidance. So as of right now, the CDC guidance is to remain with wearing masks, and we'll see what happens as we get closer to fall.
Okay. Great. Everybody make your summer plans now. I just also wanted to say, I see Dr. Benitez there, and I wanted to thank him for joining us. Thank you. Okay, so now we are going to move on to legislative recap. So last week, me, Lilia Ocampo, and Mr. Savachana Poe, and Dr. Heenan participated in the CAC Legislative Day on Zoom event. And it was my first time doing it, and I was very excited. It was very easy. I could do it from my home. I didn't have to fly to Sacramento. But we watched a presentation in the morning, and then we had an opportunity to do a breakout or to do a Zoom with the speaker Rendon and our council member, Assemblyman Patrick O'Donnell, who represents both of them represent Long Beach or parts of Long Beach. Mm-hmm. And so I just wanted to give everybody a couple minutes to sort of share that experience and what it was like. We did have translators available for our parents, and it seemed like we might have been the only district that asked for translation, which was surprising because it tells you that it wasn't very representative of California as a state. If Long Beach was the only people who asked for translation. But I did want to let Mr. Poe and Ms. Ocampo sort of share what it was like for you. What did you get out of it? If you want to go first, Mr. Poe.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Oh, I think you have to
unmute.
Did you choose your language, or you might have to switch to English? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Well,
yes.
Yes. So I would like to begin by thanks Robin and also Dr. Rachel, and I honored to participate in this this legislative day. You know, I'm sure that I experienced the freedom here to getting my voice heard. So it's wonderful, you know, as a parent of a special need child, so many and third grade at Barton, to get my voice heard, you know, as a Cambodian. So I use a translator, and the reason why, not because of my English, but some of the technicality words that I don't understand might make some sense because I just moved here. Anyway, I really honored and participate in this great legislative day. I learned a lot, especially from those two teachers, you know, who, if I'm not mistaken, I think her name is Miss Larkin O'Leary and Miss Harmony Howell. And, you know, I was touched by whatever she went through. I went through the same, and maybe more, because I'm not looking for, I'm just a parent, and I don't know all the avenues. So she guide us, she guide me personally to all the solution. Beside Robin, of course, you know, that went around and opened the door for me so I can walk in and try to work with my son to at least give him a head start on a good education. That's what this United States is all about. It's all about having quality education. And my dream and my hope is to get my son get educated so he know how to become a productive citizen of this great country and move on with his life. So basically, let me wrap up by saying that it was an eye-opening experience for me as a parent, and they give me the floor to talk about, to share my experience, and I very touched by all the parents, all the teachers that care and listen to every one of us, to me personally, through the translator. And my topic is to, when we have a pre-meeting with Dr. Hanan and another person from CAC to talk about advocating the minimum wage for special needs children, people with disability, to have the same minimum wage. And this topic is very important to me, because I think that looking at the humanitarian issue, everything in life is not all about profit. You have to put humanity in between. So I think those special needs, people with disability, despite all their barrier, they deserve to be treated as a person, honor them, to work with them with minimum wage. Unfortunately, I don't know how, I just heard, Robin, that they went in a meeting room, and I never get a chance to go in that meeting room. So I left without knowing anything. It just me with the technology today. I'm just so not good at it. But I'm happy if I get a chance to raise the issue why people with disability should earn the same minimum wage as a regular. Because I think in life, the strong always take advantage of the weak. The powerful always take advantage of the less powerful, and on and on and on. So by raising this kind of issue, we try to recalibrate, the society, and treat everyone, especially people with disability, a sense of fairness, a sense that we all in this together, just like coronavirus, just like the school. So if we can do that for the sake of humanity, all of us would benefit, not in terms of money, wealth, but in terms of living life in dignity, living life with honor, pride, to be treated, as equal. So with this, it's important for all of us down here to look at a person with disability, with children with special need, and give them another lens that they are capable, and they went so much through hardship. Why taking advantage of them for the sake of making profit? Robin, once again, thank you for giving me the floor. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I love every time you talk. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
Lilia, are you on the call? Would you like to speak about your experience? Lilia, I saw you. And I'm sorry, Mr. Poe, about the technology issues. Like, we had very short windows for those meetings with those legislators, and yeah, it wasn't great. Lilia, I see you. Lilia, would you like to speak about your legislative day experience?
Sí, un poco, solo que estoy afuera.
Yes, I do, but I'm outside. I brought my son to swim, so I hope there's not a lot of noise. But I would like to share that's a very gratifying experience to advocate to pay for the minimum wage for all workers of people with special needs, to be humanitarian, to make them feel like they're valued, because paying them less than minimum wage is giving them a message that they're not at the same level as anybody else. And I feel that they have a lot to offer. And like all of us, they have their strengths and weaknesses. And their strengths is that they're working and they deserve to be rewarded. And they are trying to be helpful people in society. And they should be taken into consideration and be valued. And it was an experience. experience, like I said before, very gratifying, participate with you and talk to the different, I forgot what word I was going to say. Just for them to listen to us and to pay attention to our voice. And I hope they take us into consideration and support all that we have to say. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to express myself.
Thank you, Lilia. And Lilia was great in the room. And, you know, it's not comfortable for any of us, I think, and Dr. Heenan, you can speak to it too. It is intimidating to speak to these lawmakers. And then when you have a very short window, and we were also sharing our meeting with another district in each meeting. So for our first meeting with Speaker Rendon, we were meeting with ABC district, and our second meeting with Mr. Assemblyman O'Donnell, we were meeting with LA Unified. And it is very telling to say that LA Unified did not bring any parents with them to their meeting. So I'll just leave that there. But what I wanted to say about my experience is I was glad that it was accessible, you know, generally accessible on Zoom. I do wish that I wish that everybody would, I wish it was an open meeting where everybody who wanted to participate could have come and listened to the speakers because they were really interesting. But more importantly, my big takeaway was just sort of scanning through the Zooms, through the pictures of all the people there. It didn't feel representative of California, of Southern California. It wasn't, there weren't a lot of, you know, like I said, that I think that we were the only district that really requested translation. And so generally it was, and from what I heard from other parents, they said it's like the same parents showing up, and if these are all English speaking, white parents,
So
it's
Robin,
not representative of, yes.
Do you want me to just briefly for people who don't know, the purpose of Legislative Sharing
Yes.
Day is to really talk about the priorities in special education for, there's a lot of bills, a lot of legislation that has been written to support students with disabilities and people with disabilities, so not just children. And what we do is we meet with our local assemblyman or speaker at this time, and we basically ask them to support these bills that will improve the lives of our students with disabilities. So this year, there's actually a lot going before the governor, a lot in the legislation that relates to students with disabilities. And I'm sure that some of you know that there is something called the COVID Special Education Fund, which provides more additional monies and supports to students with disabilities, and really focuses on get the communities and the parents together to work together with the district and to build on that partnership. And that, you know, there's a lot of funding there that we're asking our assemblymen to support. There's also something called Family Empowerment Centers that I'm sure Dr. Simon is very involved in. Basically we were promised these centers that could support families to get training, to support them with district communication, and support families who have students with disabilities. And we've only gotten about half the family empowerment centers that were promised to the state of California. It's very important for parents to have these centers for resources to go to. Then, of course, like Mr. Poe and Ms. Ocampo talked about, there's a bill on the table for minimum wage for people with disabilities. I think a long time ago, it might have been a good idea, an incentive for people to employ persons with disabilities. And now we've come so far that it's time for equity, and it's time that our students and our adults get the same minimum wage or the same wage that everyone else does. So believe it or not, a lot of people don't even know these bills are before our legislators. And so just to make you all aware of some of the support that we're asking for. Another big ask is there's additional monies that are going to hopefully go to preschools. So we were fortunate enough to talk about our collaborative co-teaching program, our program at Buffum, and just the amazing work that our district does with preschoolers, and the additional monies that we need to truly provide an inclusive opportunity and great services to students. So, so these are some of the, the legislation and the push that we were called to do at Legislative Day. And I just want to thank Mr. Poe, Ms. Ocampo, and of course, Ms. Weckerly, Robin, for really supporting and representing our district well. I was very proud of our district and the representation that we have to show the diversity we have. So it was just a really good opportunity. It was intimidating. Someone will give you 15 minutes and their assistant is there going, you have 5 minutes. So you're trying to get all this in as much as possible, but, thanking them for their time. But, this is what we do on a district level too, to really push for support for these bills that'll help our kiddos. So that's a little bit of background on why we do Legislative Day. And so every year we're looking to bring some parents up with us to represent our district, and to really put a personal feel for our legislators on why these bills are important to us. And they want to hear your voices. They want to hear about your children. They want to see your children. So it just was a good opportunity. So I thank everybody again.
Yeah, I feel like we can share that document with those bills. We can send it out, or if you can even post it on the website, because I think it was a really good, it's an easy document for people to read and see what bills are coming up and what bills we're talking about. And they were all, pretty clear things that you would want to support. Yeah, I had a great time. And so next year, it happens in May, the first week of May, I think, every year. So next year, 3 more parents can go up, and it might be in person, who knows? And so I encourage anybody who is thinking about it to really step up and try to do it, because it was exciting and it was fun. And the only thing, again, I would say that was lacking, other than a little bit of diversity, is I wish there was more of a student voice. It's a very parent focused group, and I think that everything we do in special education should be moving towards the student voice. So that's all I'll say about that. Okay, moving right along. We are doing great on time, and I would like, so it's election time. We made our nominations last meeting, and it was very easy because we only have 1 nominee for every position. So what I would like to do is allow every nominee, not elected yet, to speak and sort of just give a little brief introduction about who you are, show your face so everybody can see your face. And I really do hope and believe that when we do meet again in fall, that it will be in person. So this is a little sneak peek of where everybody is. So I would like to just call up, I guess we can't call up, but let's start with historian. That is the nominee is Juliana Martinez. She is on the call. If you would like to unmute and possibly put yourself on camera, Juliana, and you can give yourself an introduction.
Sí. ¿Me escuchan?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Juliana Martinez, and I was nominated, and I'm a parent that has 3 students in Long Beach School District. I have 2 students in special ed, and the reason is I want to introduce myself, and I always try to participate in CAC. I like to be informed about what's going on with the schools. And I also like to help other parents with information. And thank you to all the people that chose me, and here I am.
Great, thank you. For communications officer, we have Magda Armistead. Am I saying that right, Magda?
I think you are. I can't pronounce
it. Okay, go ahead.
So hi, everybody. My name is Magda Andrade Armistead as well. I have a kid in Bernie Elementary and a co-teaching environment. He's a 6-year-old in kindergarten. He was a happy student at Buffum, which we love. And we are just starting our journey actually on special educations, IEPs, and I just want to do everything in my power to make, you know, the future of my kid bright and use his talents so he can be the next Anthony Hopkins, the next Elon Musk, and the next bright kid that will fit in the future. So I'm here to help educate myself and just advocate for every single parent, and, you know, put whatever it is that I can put forward in my case in communications to help everybody.
Perfect. And we have Katie Gonzalez, secretary. She is wearing a CAC shirt, guys. I noticed that. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Katie.
Go ahead, Katie. Oh wait, Katie, you have to, did you select your language?
Oh, is that?
And mute original audio. Let's see. Oh, you're on the phone, so I don't know if it'll work.
Let's see if this works.
Uh-oh. Katie, we can go back to you.
Can you hear me now?
Let's go back.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, and you're on your phone. Okay, let's go back to you. And we will go to Lilia Ocampo. She is our vice chair. Lilia.
Hola, sí, buenas tardes.
Good afternoon. Again, I'm Lilia Ocampo, and I am here to support and work with the group so that I can learn more to see how we could help each other out and help with the committee and bring any relevant information as you have been doing. You've been doing an amazing job, and we want to continue with the same job and bring relevant information for all the parents to support this meeting. I think that's it. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve you and everyone here.
Thank you, Lilia. Katie, did you get the audio figured out? I have this thing here that might.
Can you hear me?
It. Oh, good. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So I got my CAC shirt.
Go ahead.
All right. My name is Katie Gonzalez. I'm your future secretary, and I'm honored to be a part of this group. Children in Long Beach Unified School District. My older son is in 3rd grade at Cleveland Elementary. He's basically in general ed with special ed support. And my older son, is Anthony, and my younger son is Andrew, and Andrew's in kindergarten. And he actually participated in Buffin's co-enrolled class last year, right before the pandemic. And I have to say that was a phenomenal program. And I felt a little cheated though, March on, because we weren't in person anymore. But he did really well with the program, and I was very pleased to be a part of that. He was actually a typical peer in the group, and I was really glad that we had the opportunity to do that. The reason why I want to be a part of this board, as secretary, is because this group has given me so much. First of all, if it wasn't for this group, I'd be completely lost. I'm a little bit lost already. But this group has already given me a lot of guidance on how to learn about IEPs, how to navigate, how to, what questions offered in the district. But it's given me, and also it's given me what I consider my tribe, fellow parents that totally understand what we're going through. Because my friends with neurotypical children, they don't get it. Not that they're not great friends. We've been friends forever. But it's this tribe that keeps me going. And I know that like we support one another. I actually loved hearing about the legislative presentation you guys talked about, because I would love to go to Sacramento. So I'm hoping it's in person next year, and sign me up. I would love to be involved on the legislative level to improve special education, provide more funding for our kids, because obviously they need more money so they can have more services to help them thrive. So I'm looking forward to basically working in partnership with the district to basically improve education for all kids, not just kids with disabilities, because all kids benefit when children of disabilities benefit. So I'm really looking forward to being your secretary. Thank you.
Yay! Don't forget, both of them, do enrollment. Don't think that's going away. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce to you all your future CAC chair, Ms. Maria Otuño. Can unmute yourself. It says Ortuño.
¿Me escuchan?
I'm saying your name wrong and I apologize.
Okay. Buenas tardes a todas.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Maria Ortuño. I am mom of 4 children with special needs. The oldest is 19 years old. He goes to a school outside the district, and my 3 girls are in special ed, and I have 2 in special, and Janet. I want to present my experience to the other parents, 15 years of experience navigating the system, all the barriers, but trying to be that light that can happen with a lot of effort, with the right people, and learn to navigate all the quality services so that our students have that integrated life in the community, and we could have independent people and people who value themselves, and we could produce to the community that they could have a job, do something. And I hope my 15 years of experience could help other parents to make a better quality of life for those that come behind us. But I am almost out the door with the 2 oldest ones, but I have 2 more. So I hope my experience help other parents that are behind us, and we can make a change for them. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. That is your new CAC board. And I say I wish you all the best of luck. And of course, the old board will be there to support you in every way. But this is exciting for me because seeing the next group go on and push everything forward is exciting and is the way it's supposed to be. So I'm really excited to see what your meetings are going to be like, and I'm rooting for you all. And in the future, I would like to see like a student on the board, which would be great. Maybe even a student CAC chair. That would be great. So that is your board, and that is we have to vote. So since we only have 1 nominee per position, what I'd like to do is a voice vote. And so I would like to just make a motion to elect the slate of CAC chair nominees as Maria Otoño as CAC chair, Lily Ocampo as CAC vice chair, Katie Gonzalez as secretary, Magda Armistead as communications chair, and Juliana Martinez as our historian. I'm going to go into PTA here. Can I get a second?
So move.
Somebody? Thank you, Viola. I always can count on Viola. Yes. All in favor, say aye. Everybody can vote. This is a voice vote.
Aye.
Thank you. All opposed? Any abstention?
Aye.
Motion passes. Welcome to the CAC board, everybody. Tag, you're it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Viola. You're always clutch right there. Okay, now we are going to our big presentation. This is one of the main reasons that we have a CAC. It is to make recommendations to the school board. It is something we didn't do it last year because of the pandemic, but this is kind of making up for it. And our presentation to the school board is happening on June 23rd at the June 23rd school board meeting. So those meetings start at 5 p.m. June 23rd. I'm going to encourage everybody on this call and on YouTube to make a public comment that day in support of your parents speaking for CAC. And we'll be spreading that information around as it gets closer. It's like in a couple weeks. I don't know what I'm talking about. So June 23rd, put that date on your calendars. And because of the pandemic, we've been working on these recommendations for weeks, and we haven't met in person at all to really sort of hammer out any kinks. So what you guys are going to see is still a little rough around the edges. So bear with us. You guys it's a friendly audience. I know you're going to be kind, but I really want to just say how grateful I am that once again, we have a new slate of parents willing to stand up, share their truth, share their story, and reveal themselves, in a really beautiful and powerful way. And what I really believe is that we are strongest when we share our stories. Our voices are important. And I do think that the way that CAC does recommendations is effective. And but we can only do it because of the strength and courage of the parents willing to participate in this process. That is all to say that we are going to start our presentation now. I think the easiest way to do this, Mr. Itzon, is if we could be on speaker view for this. And several of our speakers will be speaking in Spanish, so you will be hearing the translation if you are on the English channel. If you are on the Spanish channel, you will hear them in Spanish, in their native language. So if we are on speaker view, Mr. Itzon, we are on speaker view, of course. I'm sorry. Great. Then let's go. We are going to start. And our first speaker is Sylvia.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Sylvia, mother of two students in the Long Beach district. One of them is in special ed. Well, this afternoon, I would like to share with you something that is happening constantly with the families in special ed, specifically with the families whose first language is not English. The translation and the IEPs, the communication with the staff, the participation of parents, because they feel intimidated, confused, and frustrated, and without understanding 100% what is being said at the moment. And when the time is limited in the meetings, it's very difficult for the academic excellence of the student. In my personal experience, since my son has been in the school in third grade in Kettering to now in Marshall, we have had this difficulty for everyone on the IEP team and the school staff. that there is no interpreter available in my primary languages affecting of any aspects of my son's education. The IEPs I held back and also the evaluations, the communications with the teacher, and most importantly, my participation, causing me frustration, getting desperate, to the point that I have no other option but to accept that the staff from the school interprets the IEPs, since they, on occasions, say that their first language is in Spanish, and I have no other choice but to accept. This is not fair. It has to change for the good of the families, and specifically for those that don't dominate English. Thank you.
Adelante, Leti.
Okay. Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon. My name is Leticia Arbaiza. I am a mother of two students in the Long Beach district. One in 4th grade at Tincher Elementary with an IEP. And a 10th grader at Poly High School. When my son with an IEP was in kindergarten at Emerson Elementary, I had a situation that was not good because at a meeting, I was told that we wouldn't have interpretation because the district didn't have interpreters available. And the principal said that they would interpret. So then I said, okay, it's fine. Since I thought that they would have a good interpretation. But I took a friend that speaks both languages. The meeting started, but my friend said, I'm sorry, but you're not interpreting good. Let me do it. And of course, they all got upset. And from that day forward, it started a very difficult situation that at the end I made the decision to move my son from that school because I felt frustrated and threatened. And to this day, due to all that stress from all the meetings and uncomfortable situations, I say I have an illness. But from that experience, I learned a lot. Because if there are not any interpreters, I cancel my meetings. And on the invitations, I put a note that says, I need interpreter and more time since my meeting is going to be interpreted. And I asked the draft of the IEP at least 24 hours before. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you. I will be doing the recommendations, but I'll be doing them in the same language as the speaker is. So right now I'll be switching myself to Spanish. La recomendación número uno.
First recommendation, create a policy for the district to create the interpreters for the district should come from an independent agency so that to not create any biases. The interpreter should be capacitated in the primary language, and there also be a signature for the interpreter. And we should also have so the district interpreter or an independent interpreter. This should allow that the Long Beach district gather data regarding the interpreters and better the services. Thank you, Letty and Sylvia.
Hold on, Magda. I just wanted to pause just 1 second. Milve,
yes.
If you can hear me, I sent you guys the recommendations, and it's in English too, so you can read it for that part if you wanted to.
I'm sorry, Robin. They were speaking in Spanish. What was that again?
I emailed you the recommendations in English and in Spanish, so so you don't have to do the live translation of those parts. I mean, you can just read it in English. I don't know if you got it or not.
Or since we have time, I can read them both, English and Spanish.
I got it.
No, well, she translated it.
Okay.
She translated it. It's okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Okay.
Pausing the show. Action.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. Hola, buenas tardes.
Good afternoon. My name is Lilia Ocampo. I am a mother of 2 children in the district, one in special ed and one in gen ed. I am here to tell you my experience. During the 3 years my student has been receiving services, and this year and with online services. To begin, my son is uncomfortable with his RSP teacher because there hasn't been appropriate communication. What I have been observed with online services is the way she directed towards him was causing him stress and anxiety. Before this closure, there was incidents that asked me to change for a different teacher, and on that occasion, there was a change. And across the school year, for the school year 2021, we couldn't do the same thing. They sent him back to the previous teacher, and we haven't been able to get another one. For now, my son is working with instructional aid because I feel that was the best for him. On another note, I would like that the IEP team recognize the needs of the students and not like problems without solutions, and to recommend the necessary supports since the needs of the students need support and they need to overcome their difficulties and not label them and not let them proceed forward. Thank you.
Gracias, Lilia.
Thank you. Recommendation number 2, rethink the way we do IEP meetings in the district. Create district-wide guidelines that support relationship buildings between families and school teams. This is the exact same recommendation that was made to the school board in 2019. We will continue to make recommendations until guidelines are implemented. Now we have a list of suggestions for the best practices of the IEP. First, provide all reports and assessments to families prior to the IEP meeting in their own language. Families should have time to read and process all reports prior to the IEP to ensure full participation and understanding. Second, parents are the experts of their child. Their input should be valued just as much as any other member on the IEP team. Third, take the pressure off the families to sign the IEP document in the room. It is okay for parents to take the document home and fully digest it before agreeing to sign it. Fourth, imagine that one day the student will read the IEP and all the reports written about them. Is this the language respectful? Does the plan honor the child? Does this document truly represent what the student is capable of? It's all with the suggestions. Okay, go, Katie.
My name is Katie Gonzalez, and I am the proud mother of a child with autism and ADHD. My first experience with assessments was when Anthony was in preschool. At 4 years old, the teacher recommended a speech assessment since Anthony was speech delayed and many people could not understand him. After the assessment, I was told that Anthony did not qualify for services as he did not test low enough. I was shocked he didn't qualify, but I did not want to fight it as I wanted to trust the experts. In 2016, Anthony started kindergarten, where his teacher suspected problems with speech. That year, he had an informal assessment by the speech therapist observing Anthony in class, but still no services. The intervention that was offered at the end of the year was retention. I still regret that I allowed that to be the intervention and did not advocate hard enough for services my son clearly needed. However, I need to forgive myself, as no one is given a guide on how to be a mom, let alone a mother of a child with disabilities. Second year of kindergarten in December 2017, Anthony finally met eligibility criteria for speech and language intervention support services, and we finally got his IEP. I'm thinking things should get easier, right? Since day one of school, Anthony has always struggled with phonics and reading. Although I mentioned this frequently and the staff validated these concerns, no assessment was offered in first grade until I got an outside assessment through Harbor Regional Center, and my son was diagnosed with autism and ADHD. I was then told by the principal that they could not accept an outside assessment as the school needed to perform their own. My reaction was, I had no idea you did these assessments, as this was never offered for my son. In the end of first grade, Anthony finally qualified for RSP for reading intervention. Sorry, excuse me. It's a little bit difficult. Anthony still struggles with reading and writing, which has become worse during the pandemic. At age 9, my son calls himself dumb and tells me he is afraid to fail when he is asked to do challenging tasks such as reading. We do not talk this way at home, but he already knows what it feels like to fail, which is affecting his self-esteem and is a barrier for him to learn. This past November, we had his triannual, and my son was offered counseling services, which was recommended by his RSP teacher and school psychologist to help him develop a growth mindset. Counseling is being paid for by the district, which I appreciate tremendously, as this is the first time a service has been offered for my son that I didn't have to ask or fight for. Our school psychologist also wants to test Anthony for dyslexia. However, in November, during the triennial, I was told we would have to wait until in-person learning occurs. Now the kids are back on campus, and I'm being told it most likely will not happen until the fall, which is a year later after my initial request, due to many kids in the district that still need their initial assessment. As a nurse, it is clear to me that the district needs to hire more people, such as school psychologists and other experts, to provide critical support to families in crisis and also help with educational interventions. Waiting a whole year for another assessment is not reasonable. If the district is unable to complete these assessments in a timely manner, then the district should be open to pay for an outside assessment. Under no circumstances should these assessments be delayed. You need an assessment to get support. I'm not looking forward to the stress of enduring another full assessment, but my son needs support now. I am passionate about this topic, as it is very personal for me, as my son's future depends on me advocating for him in order to give him the best possible support to help him thrive. I look forward to working in partnership with the district to come up with solutions to improve education for all kids. Thank you for your time and consideration. Katie Gonzalez, your future secretary for CAC.
Thank you so much, Katie, for this very powerful testimonial. So this takes us to recommendation number 3, to put clear protocols in place for parents in the process of assessments and the timeline of an IEP. Clearly explain when outside assessments are allowed to be used. Provide a timeline of how the backlog of assessments is going to be addressed. Provide a hiring plan for more school psychologists and therapists that give parents and teachers a clear explanation of how quickly the district is going to address the urgency of the needs for assessments and services. Go ahead, Nubia.
Hemos escuchado que existen.
We have heard that there's 11,000 students with IEPs in the school district. Students that have been identified with disabilities But when the district presents with the disabilities and graduation rates, students going to college, and present before the board, our students are not identified within this information. If at this moment the district is working to make a draft of policy and equity, it should include students with disabilities. At this moment, the district includes in their goal of equity, our work is directed to the consideration of those that are not included in the practices, traditional practices and operations. As a member of CAC, the equity team, and a parent of a student with disability in the district, I stand by the side of these parents that also belong to a group that has been excluded in traditional practices of the schools. Thank you.
Muchísimas gracias, Nubia. Tenemos entonces la recomendación.
Thank you, Nubia. We have recommendation number 4. The equity policy must include students with disabilities. We ask that the district conduct and publicly present a thorough audit of all the data collected on students with disabilities. How is the data measured? What is the metric used to decide retention for all students with disabilities? What is the percentage of students who are in SDC classes who transition to Gen Ed? When our kids are left out of the metrics to determine the district's success, it says that our kids are not being valued. Oh, sorry. Oh, a minute, please. It says that our kids are not being valued. From our life experience, we feel that the data will show the students are not being set up for success. Okay, Alejandra. Hi, my name is Alejandra Mejia. I am a mom of a girl with cerebral palsy. In 2006, she was placed in a special day class. 4 years later, she was a student in a special day class without making any progress. I always knew that she needed a different placement, and it took me a lot of work to put her in a less restrictive environment, because the children in special ed class receive an individualized education. They don't qualify for intervention and services like support and tutoring after school. Like everybody else, I knew that all students that receive interventions make growth, since my younger son was able to receive interventions, and it had helped him to the degree of being in an Excel class. So for my daughter in special ed class, I had to pay for a tutor, but that was impossible because my family is of low income. I had to look for a job where I had to earn minimum wage so that I would be able to pay a tutor. I had to pay for a tutor that charged $30 an hour, but thanks to the tutoring that my daughter has received, now she is an 11th grader at Browning High School in a gen ed class with a GPA of 3.28, almost ready to apply to a university. Thank you.
Adelante, Juliana.
Okay, Juliana.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es
Good
Juliana.
afternoon. My name is Juliana Martinez. I have 3 students in the Long Beach Unified School District, one at Franklin, one at Washington, and one at Roosevelt. I come as a mom advocating for parents, Hispanic parents, and representing of the monolingual parents and the ones that speak indigenous dialects. One of the concerns of parents in the Latin community is that the students are retained without notification in time, without being able to help them with tutoring. The parents aren't notified ahead of time that the students are doing low academically. I am a parent who has always asked for reading tests and an IP, and it's always been said that this service is not available for our students with disabilities. What the administrators say is that the students have an IEP to cover their needs. But we have never been offered the resources necessary to help them with the reading. I advocated a lot so that my son received tutoring, and it wasn't easy. I made meetings, emails, calls, and my son received these services thanks to my advocacy. It shouldn't be that difficult for our children to receive this help. All the children with disabilities deserve that opportunity of tutoring. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, Alejandra, y muchas gracias, Juliana.
Thank you, Alejandra and Juliana. Recommendation number 5 is offer at-promise interventions to students with disabilities. All students should have access to tutoring and reading interventions. The district received money from the CARES Act to support students with learning loss. How many students with disabilities will be getting these services? That's all the recommendations we have.
Okay, that is our presentation. Sorry, there were tiny hiccups, but we will get better as we practice a little bit more. Thank you all for reading. Were there any questions? I saw Marisol had her hand up. Did you want to ask a question or make a comment?
Sí, buenas tardes.
Yes, good afternoon.
Marisol, ¿se me escucha? Ok, sí.
I am Marisol. And I have 2 kids, one in 2nd grade elementary and one at Cabrillo High School in 10th grade. And my son in high school has an IEP. And I had an assessment on May 5th. I received an email, but I only speak Spanish. And they told me in the email, they asked me if I needed an interpreter, and I said yes. And the day of the assessment, there was nobody available to interpret. And somebody from the school was there, but that person had to ask their supervisor to see if I were able to interpret. But I wish there was more staff that's for us who only speak Spanish, because it has also been very difficult to communicate at Cabrillo. I call and I ask, can I speak with someone who speaks Spanish? And they say, hold on. And then they transfer me. And when they transfer me, it's a machine. And then I have to call again and same thing. And they say, okay, hold on. I'll transfer you to where you could get help. And it's the same thing. And I leave a message. And I never return my call. I just want to suggest that there be staff for those of us who speak Spanish, that we could direct ourselves to them directly. Doubts or any question we have. That's my suggestion.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry that you've had that experience. I think that just further sort of shows the need for our recommendation, the first one about translation services. And yes, we will have our recommendations. We have it written. We can email them out, or we'll probably do it when we get closer to the day when we actually present to the board, just in case we want to sort of polish or finalize anything else. Lilia got kicked out of the meeting. Can somebody let her back in? Okay, so we are going to, oh, there, she's back. Okay, good. You can't kick out your vice president. We are going to go to public comment, but first I wanted to invite a very special guest, Daniela Mejia, to give a comment. And she is Alejandra Mejia's daughter, and who just spoke very beautifully about her. And this is our first student public comment in a long time. So I'm very excited to have that. And Daniela would like to speak in Spanish. And so what I would like to do is let's not have the translation, and let's just let her speak in Spanish so we can all hear her. And then we will, we can put her translated copy in the chat, if that's okay. And Daniela, these are all friends here. So we welcome you.
I have a question.
Whenever you're ready.
Robin, I have a quick question.
Yes.
You guys are going to hear her in Spanish. Will the Spanish speakers hear her? No, I would have to say it in Spanish to them as well, right?
Can we get everybody to switch to the English channel so that you can hear her? Because she will be speaking in Spanish.
Hagan el favor de todos cambiar su idioma al español.
No.
And then we'll read the English translation after.
Y después los de inglés podrán leer su declaración después.
And Alejandra, you're going to have to switch your language to English so that we can hear it.
Hola, soy Daniela Mejía, una estudiante del 11 grado, casi lista para aplicar a una universidad. Mi educación comenzó en una clase de educación especial en el 5º grado. Fui cambiada a una clase de educación general. Eso fue algo que me hacía sentir aceptada, que yo no era diferente, pero también escuchar que los maestros en las juntas de IP reportaba que yo no podía estar en una clase regular por todos los atrasos académicos, hizo que mi experiencia en las juntas de IP fueran malas, al grado que yo creía que tener un IP era muy malo. Creo que las escuelas tienen que tener una clase que expliquen a los estudiantes algo como lo que mi mamá me hizo sentir, que el IP es como un abogado que está siempre contigo. También en las juntas de IP se habla de acomodaciones, pero no nos explican qué es algo para ayudarte y no sabemos cómo pedirlas cuando las necesitamos. El equipo de IP sabe cómo los estudiantes aprenden mejor, pero se olvidan de los estudiantes porque no hablan con el estudiante para conocer sus propias fortalezas. Gracias.
Que ya se pueden regresar al español, por favor.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. We're going to read it in English. I have a translation. Nubia, do you want to read it in English? Nubia? Oh, Nubia's in the Spanish room. Okay, I'll read it in English. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Roll with it. This is what Daniela just said. She said, hi, I'm Daniela Mejia, an 11th grade student, almost ready to apply for a university. My education began in a special education class in the 5th grade. I was switched from a general education class. That was something that made me feel accepted, that I was no different. But I also heard that teachers at IEP meetings report that I couldn't be in regular class. Because of all the academic delays, it made my experience at the IEP meetings bad, to the extent that I believe that having an IEP was very bad. I think schools have to have a class that explains to students something like what my mom made me feel, that the IEP is like an advocate who is always with you. Also at IEP meetings, they talk about accommodations, but they do not explain to us that it is something to help you, and we do not know how to request them. When we need we do not know how to request them when we need them. The IEP team knows how students learn best, but they forget about the students because they don't talk to the student about their own strengths. So thank you, Daniela. Thank you, Alejandra, for inviting her to speak. Maybe Daniela will be the next CAC chair. That was awesome. If you're not too busy in college. Awesome. So yes, you're getting lots and lots of love in the chat right now. So I am sorry, but anybody who is going to have to follow Daniela, I guess I'll do it. We have come to the end of our meeting, guys. This is the earliest we've ever done. But I wanted to leave some time for public comment. And I wanted to make one right now, personally. I just wanted to give my biggest heartfelt thanks to the CAC community. I was writing a list of names of people I wanted to thank particularly, and the list is too long. So what I will say is CAC has made me a better parent. It has made me a better leader. And like Katie said, it was, provided so much support to me in a really difficult time in my life. And I feel that I am better for it. And I am a true believer in this district. And I am a product of this district, and my son will thrive here. And I know so many people who work in the district and who are doing the hard work. We have the Inclusion Unicorns, we have the Explainer of All Things, and Sourdough Seema Paul. And, we have all these people here making real change, and I'm hopeful. And so I am so glad to be stepping back a little and taking a little break from the work of CAC, but I will always be a participant, and I will always be supporting you all to see what changes come. And yeah, Joey Hayashi, I'm never going to give back your coffee machine. And Dr. Heenan never got me a parking space. So
I'm still working on
4 years, didn't get my parking space.
I'm still working on it.
But I truly appreciate you all so much. And also all the translators and interpreters who have helped us in all our meetings. Maribel and Milve have been super helpful. Claudia from way back when. I can't wait till we come back in person. I will be bringing my music speaker and we will be dancing it out. socially distant as soon as we can. So that is my public comment. That is my good news and shout out. And let's read some public comments were submitted online. So I'm going to read them. Here we go. In English, the ones that were in English are: how many kids are waiting for new assessments to be done in the district? How many assessments are still waiting to be done? What are the district plans to complete these assessments in a timely manner? That is a question for a lot of parents are having, so please keep that in mind. Is there going to be an online ESY? I think we've got to that. The answer is no. What is the outlook for full return to in-person learning in fall of 2021? The outlook is very good. It seems like it is happening. And there's a couple in Spanish, and Maribel is going to read those for us. Thank you.
Okay, the first Spanish one is thank you for the reminder. The second one is, why are the students in special education not considered for interventions or tutoring for the delays caused by the pandemic? And the last Spanish one is, special education teachers need to go ahead and join the CAC so that they are all on the same page. And they need to learn the parent rights. That way we don't have to waste so much energy and stress because of them not knowing the parent rights. Thank you.
Awesome. Does anybody else have a public comment? Jacinda, she can't go.
I have to. I have to.
I
I have to wrap up the year. Yes, I have to wrap up the years for Buffum TLC, Miss Garcia. I just want to say thank you. My son is going to be, this is my last kid transitioning through Buffum. So I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for leaderships. And I'm always your fan, just like Robin said. So I cannot wrap up the year with CAC without saying thank you for Buffum. I'm sure other parents want to say thank you too. Love you.
Vianney.
Hi, Robin. Hi, everybody. This is Vianney Gomez. I'm a parent at Twain Elementary. And my public comment is maybe to expand the word and just explore it a little more for teachers. And I know teachers do attend CAC meetings, but just invite others so we could all be in the same page. That's it for tonight.
Is Vianney speaking?
Buenas tardes. Tengo comentario público.
Good afternoon. I have a public comment.
So, Vianney?
Juliana. I wanted to make a comment on how we could bring more psychologists to the schools so that they don't have to go to 2 to 3 schools, because we really do need more psychologists. Because the students are, going through a lot of needs, and we really have a big need for psychologists.
Okay. Is she done speaking?
Juliana, yes.
Okay. Sorry, Maria Ortuño?
Buenas noches, ¿sí me escuchan?
Okay. Hi, good evening. I just want to thank everyone, and I hope I haven't been very involved all these years in CAC. I've only gone to a few meetings, but I have been very involved in the schools. I've been in other groups supporting parents in one way or another, but I hope that this year I learn a lot, but more than learn, I hope I can help. I can try and help other parents, and especially the Spanish-speaking parents, that many times, because it's very frustrating because of the language barrier, to be able to acquire services, and our language limits ability to be heard. and there's a lot of injustices with us, and I hope this could change. And I hope that we receive a very warm welcome, and thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Robin, can I talk?
Yes, please, Mr. Poe.
Yes. So once again, my name is Pu Savashana. I greatly appreciate for giving me the floor again. I have a general comment, but then I want to close by paying tribute to Robin. So let me begin by saying that I wrote some note here, I mean to be fairness to the school district, to the teacher, and to the parents, okay? I think the impact of the COVID pandemic on students is not just a concern for parents, but also for the school district and teachers and all the community, okay? So I think many of us are worried, many of us, I mean parents, about the are worried because I believe that the regular student would rise up and meet the challenge. But I think the special need children, my son, for example, would need extra help. Okay, so that we are all here for. But I shouldn't mention about problem without suggesting a solution. So we all know that distant learning cannot replace a great in-person experience. The online lesson plan are falling short in terms of the social, emotional experience that school provide. Okay, with this in mind, I see many school district staff down here, Dr. Heyman there, Dr. Avan is there too. I would strongly suggest that once the kid coming back to school, I think teachers should work on individual lesson to match their academic needs with the emotional and behavior needs. Like my son, every time I go to school, hey, oh, fine, Mr. Paul, what you talking about? He's fine. But at home, we should transfer what he learned at school to home too, to create a better person, not just in school because it's so structured. So the school challenge may be one of the recommendations to match it, to find a way, a lesson plan to coordinate the academic skills, the emotional and the behavior skill together. So if we can do that, I think the special need children and my son would have a great advantage, I have a future forward looking for. Okay, so this is my 2 cents down here, what I observe. I hope some of you will share that. I can sympathize with all the mother who spoke because I navigate to the same system. Without speaking up and speaking out, I wouldn't be here. So I encourage you to continue to do, because the future of your child is under your hand, under your control. We need to speak up more, to talk more, to raise the issue, but professionally, understand each other and to find a solution, a common solution. Last, I wanted to take this final 30 seconds to thank Robin. I first know CAC by invitation, and then I joined the meeting a year ago, and since then on, I continue to learn, to improve myself. Nothing come easy for me, and I'm sure that nothing come easy for all of you, but we need to continue to advocate for our children, for the one who talk less, but they all have the potential to grow to be a productive citizen like any one of us. So through this advocacy, through this caring, through this debate, through this discussion, we all can learn from each other, and we need to have some common identity that we all in here together for the benefit of the children, regardless of their nationality, regardless of where they come from. They all deserve our attention. And Robin, you inspire me to do that. Thank you very much.
Oh, Mr. Powell, you can talk anytime you want. Miriam Garcia has an announcement.
Thank you. First of all, I want to actually say thank you to the outgoing board of this group, and thank you for all of your efforts over these past few years, and to congratulate the incoming board and the work that you have ahead. And this is such a good group, a collective group that has the hearts of our special education students in the forefront. And so you all come, when I think about you all, I think about a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson that says, "Do not go where there is a path. Instead, go where there is no path and leave a trail." And I think the CAC group does just that. You're just a great group of trailblazers. And so I want to encourage you to keep doing the great work that you're doing, because after 41 years of educational service into Long Beach Unified, I am retiring, and effective July 29th. So this is my last school year. And this, when you talk about this being your last board meeting, Robin, it's my last CAC meeting too. So I just want to thank everybody for their support. And Jacinda, I love you right back. Thank you so much, everybody. And it's been such a pleasure. I can't even tell you, an honor to serve the students of this district, and especially the special education students. And I don't know if you all know that I'm a special ed parent myself, and she's 32 years old, and I'm right there with her, advocating for her as well. So I just really understand where you all are coming from. And I just really, again, want to encourage you all in the road ahead. Thank you.
Oh, Miriam, congratulations. Yay. That was beautiful. You know, all of our roads really start at Buffum, and it really starts with you. So thank you so much. Now, who's going to be in charge of Buffum back to school for the new board? But thank you so much for saying that. And you better watch out. Jacinda is going to find out where you live, just so she can give you a round of applause on your doorstep.
I already told her I'm going to take her to Disneyland. I already told her. I said, just let me know where you live. I'm going to take you to Disneyland.
For next
okay, so before we close,
I was just going to say, for next steps, Dr. Simon can address all those questions. But thank you, Robin.
It's beautiful. And congratulations. So as we are closing our meeting, I'm going to invite you all to go and grab your expert. And what I mean by that is we are not the experts in special education. The district staff is not the expert. The experts are our children. So if you want to, if you feel comfortable, if you can find one, grab your expert. And we are going to end the year in a big cheer. Let's see if I can grab my expert. Hold on. Okay. Get your expert. Oh, he's under a blanket. It is a child here. We'll protect his privacy. Totally fine. Anybody else got an expert within reach? There's a Leona. She's a real expert. Yes. I see the nuance. Yeah, Lilia's expert is right there. Let us not forget, these are, I will take a unicorn expert any day. These are the future of CAC. Sylvia, I see your expert. Katie's got a picture. These are the future of CAC. Hopefully the future CAC board one day, future board members, future teachers, future psychologists, future OTs and SLPs, because this is the way we need to go. Our kids are going to be the leaders in this field, and we must always remember to listen to their voice and what they want and how they want to do it, not just how we want to do it, because I'm going to tell you guys, we're almost always wrong. So that's it, everybody. Congratulations. Have a wonderful, safe summer. Dr. Simon, I'm so sorry. Dr. Simon, you got to get the last word in. I thank you so much for your leadership and your support this year. It has been a tough year and you were just thrown in. And I really appreciate it. So yes, Dr. Simon gets the last word of the year.
Thank you so much. I think I gave my shout outs and congratulations and thank yous to this wonderful CAC board. To parents, thank you so much. I know that there's, still a lot of work to be done, and just know that we've heard every word that you have said, and not just heard, we have listened. So just expect, more conversations to be had around agenda items that we had via CAC this year. I'm turning off my video, not because I don't want to see you, because I'm not having stable internet at this time. But just know that we are listening to you very much so. And there's going to be some things that we're going to roll out later this summer, early fall, that's going to reflect that. And again, more conversations that we want to have with our parents, our students, most importantly, our community, and just know that that's coming even more so as well. So thank you all. I know it's been a tough year. There's no other way to say that. And, we're going to get through these tough times together. So with that said, I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. Thank you to my wonderful team. We work together very much so. We have conversations just around this work. Thank you, Robin, again. Thank you, Samantha, Courtney. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, all of you all. We appreciate you, and have a good night.
Thank you, guys. June 23rd. Don't forget.